And we back. This time we got the heaviest hitting guy in the game, the OC.
Oh man, appreciate the love, Boss Cowboy. But we all know the truth, man. Nobody does it how Boss Cowboy does it, man. You know, that's the truth.
No, that's not true. If you listened to my show the other day, bro, I was talking about you and your wife. Ooh, wee!
I heard it, bro. I heard it.
Did I lie? Did I lie?
Well,
look, y'all smart, bro.
I'm gonna say this, man. You know, we all got our skill set, but yours is very unique and special, and how you dissect scenarios and situations, man. It's like none other in the podcast community for the Dallas Cowboys. I'll say that much for sure.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Detective. That's my thing. I'm a detective when it comes to this stuff. That is unique, but you know, you really are. And those of us, we talking private about you, bro. In the podcast community, I just gotta say you got the best mind. That's just me. I don't care what nobody say. Period.
Oh man, well, I appreciate it, big brother. You know, appreciate the love. Means a lot coming from Boss Cowboy. But you know, one thing I will say, man, well, I appreciate it, big brother, is that the Cowboys, man, the Cowboys showed us a glimpse today, boss. They showed us a glimpse.
Yeah. Well,
I'll talk about that glimpse too.
Yeah, because I want to, and we still got Amp and Coach Marv. They ain't went nowhere, man. So.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, hey, Amp and Coach Marv, excellent.
So check this out, you know, because we finna get into it. We gonna jump it off, but I'm gonna ask you a question that we go start the show off with this. You've been big and you've been talking about signature wins. Was this one?
Yoga fire.
We'll pause.
No.
Let's wait till the show. I'll be back.
No.
I'm finna turn the music up. Too late. Yeah.
Don't do them like that, boss.
Bet I had to, bro. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna explain this clearly in a few minutes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. Y'all come in and have a seat. Let's go. Post game. Let's go. Post game. Let's go. I see y'all in the building. Queen. Them KJ Steve. Yeah, man. We see you, man. Michael Archer, Rodney, Gerard. Yeah, the best rapper alive. He asking about Candy, man. Stop being a perv, dog. Yeah, Aaron, Sky, we see you, brother. Let's get it, man. Post game time. We finna talk it through. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Suck it, duck it now. Let's go. All right.
Hey, y'all, when you come into the building, smash the like button. Don't forget to follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, you can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Let's get into it. The Cowboys win. The Cowboys beat the horns off the Vikings.
Man, they beat
The Cowboys slapped the Minnesota Vikings around and called them Susan. And the Minnesota Vikings reply was, okay, Susan. I mean, that is what happened. We just witnessed an epic beatdown. We just witnessed the Cowboys treat the Minnesota Vikings like they were a JV team. Oh my goodness.
But I ain't gonna let you die. Come on. I ain't gonna let you die. I asked you a question. We kicking it off right now, y'all. Yes, out the gate. Fight time. Let's go. Because you've been talking about you've been wanting this. You've been saying you've been waiting on this signature win. Was this the one, dog?
I'm going to tell you, for this season, currently to date, this was a definite signature win for the Dallas Cowboys. Salute Cowboy Nation, and I gotta give them their props. And the OC will give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Aaron Lewis. Thanks for the $4.99 super chat, man. And absolutely, man, we see what happens when people get their touches. And I know you're talking about Ezekiel Elliott, man.
No, he said TP.
When TP, I thought he said Zeke. My bad. TP, yeah, TP is the man as well, man. This is an unstoppable two-headed monster. To your point, Aaron, and the fact that you have the explosive burst through the whole nature of Tony Pollard, which is undeniable, which you saw again in this game. So, what I said before is, one time's, a fluke, the second time you're lucky, the third time you're consistent. And so this is the third consecutive game where you've seen Tony Pollard be explosive, resilient, be tough, break tackles, have excellent lateral movement. And we knew this before, but we're seeing even a greater sample size to me these last several games of exactly his explosive nature. And when he gets in an open field, oh boy, watch out, because great things happen when he does. Now, I'm going to say this. On the flip side of Tony Pollard, what we have to recognize, respect, and understand, okay, is that Ezekiel Elliott, to me, is one of the best finishers in the game. He is one of, pound for pound, the best finisher in terms of the running back position and running inside of the tackles in the game. And what he lacks in the explosive burst, he makes up for with quick feet, great vision, and great decision making when you put him into tight spaces. And we saw that happen on the touchdown when the Cowboys gave it to Pollard twice. It didn't quite work out. We give it to Zeke. He's shifty. He gets low. He finds the hole. He takes contact. A little bit stronger, definitely stronger at the point, and gets in for the touchdown. So a great two-headed monster combination. Great win for the Cowboys. The Cowboys did what I wanted to see the Cowboys do, Boss Cowboy. The Cowboys came out here and they showed some toughness. They showed They showed some heart. I saw some heart today. And I'm going to talk about several guys as we go that showed some heart today. And it may even surprise you that the OC, not you, but some of the viewers, based on some of the things that I've seen. I'm going to start off with this guy. Let me start off with this guy.
Hold on, before we go, I got to go to the numbers first, because we got some numbers. Absolutely. We want to do some housekeeping.
Absolutely.
So we always keep a journal of benchmarks that we want to see. So we hit most of those. One of the things that we wanted you to talk about is the time of possession. So Amp, that's something we didn't get around to in terms of what did we do in time of possession. I wanted you and Coach Marv to talk about that, and then obviously the OC kind of finished that, and then get into your key players that showed the heart. Go ahead, Amp.
Man, the beautiful part about today is you kept the Minnesota Vikings and their weapons off the field for majority of the game. The games that we have lost this season, we have lost the time of possession. And today, I just want to tell you that your Dallas Cowboys held the ball for a whopping 37 minutes to Minnesota's 22. You heard me correct. 37 minutes to 22. Let that sink in.
And so for everybody that been saying that our defense played better, that's why. Because we showed go ahead, Coach. You always talk about that. What's your insight into the time of possession, and what does that mean to you?
With this team here, with the weapons that we have, if we have the ball more than you, we're gonna put up 40 burgers a lot. But when you got weapons, we got a great quarterback. We got two great running backs. We got a number one wide receiver, OC. We got these type of guys on this field, right?
Hit that versus, hit that versus.
Where we can make crucial plays in big time plays in spots. When you got the ball longer, this defense,
Coach Petty.
I think this defense, and I'm gonna say this right quick. This defense needed this break. They needed this less time on the field because that gave them a chance to be rested But that's a crucial thing to our offense, and I think we did a very good thing of taking the clock down. We didn't really run too many fast plays. I think we made an emphasis, not only just run the ball, but I think we made an emphasis of keeping time possession, because I've seen us run plays late in the clock, which I think we made a conscious effort to keep the ball longer. And that was a great job by Kellen Moore and his coaching staff.
So I did hear a sound. It sounded like, and it seemed like it was directed at this guy. Let's go.
You know, this is such a festive occasion, Coach Marv, that I won't digress too much. And this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that your statement about us having a number one receiver is true, but it's incomplete. It's true.
Wait,
but it's
I can
incomplete.
take that.
Yo,
I can take
listen,
that.
I want to see him fight. I'm not gonna stop this fight. Let's go.
So the issue is, Coach, we don't got a 1A, we got a 1B. So yeah, you do got a 1 receiver, a 1B. That's what you got. You got a 1B. And listen, I'ma tell you that skills pay the bills and consistency is the key. And so at this point, no shade to anybody, great all-around game. Overall, and I'm gonna talk about Kellen Moore here in a second, but overall, good toughness and determination by the wide receiver core. Michael Gallup coming up tough. You know what I mean? I mean, off an ACL, man. They wrapping around his legs. And the guy that was scared, he would have just fell down. He was trying to step through the tackle, break tackles, get more yards, showing that these guys knew that this game was important. They knew the importance of this game. And shout out and salute, too, before I come back to the receiver thing, with Mr. Dan Quinn. Shout out and salute, because you heard us getting on to you, Mr. Quinn, but today you stepped up to the challenge. You got that defense ready to rock and roll. Listen, they had some good runs, but they're a great running team. You're not going to hold them down to 0 yards, but we stopped them in key situations, and this is the key. We got them consistently in 3rd and medium and 3rd and long. And that's the key. And to boot, there are some things we need to correct, but we set the edges pretty well most of the day. Most of the day, we set the edges pretty well. So listen, man, you know, I mean, I can go ahead and be messy if you want me to, Boss Cowboy, but I want to stay on concert. We're talking about this great victory, but I can go ahead and get all the way messy if y'all want me to get messy. And don't test me, because I get all the way messy.
Hey, you already been tested. You already tested.
Okay, the word on the street from several people, that means the street, for you guys who don't understand Ebonics, the streets, okay, listen, is that OBJ is going to have a couple visits after this Thanksgiving game to a couple NFC East teams. Now, that's what I hear. I can't confirm or deny this. This is just what I've heard being reported. All right. And one of the visits is going to be to Dallas. And then another place is going to be New York. So I'm going to say this right now. I don't care what none of y'all say. If we get OBJ, get freaking OBJ, excuse me. Get OBJ. Get OBJ. Get the weapon. Take the weapon. Don't be foolish. We look great. We look fantastic. We ran the ball effectively. We ran the ball behind our number one asset that we don't talk about enough. And I'm an O-line guy. It's the O-line. The key to this team is offensive line. And we go as that offensive line goes. And when you line up and run the football, the O-line goes extremely hard. They go extremely hard. And so we are the best combo blocking team in the league. I don't care about you, Boss Cowboys. I'm about to slap you around and you tell me that we don't need to get OBJ.
It's getting hot in here.
Bro, there's no way we should get OBJ, dog.
No.
It's no way, dog. And you know you my boy. You know you my boy. Thick and thin. I was in your wedding and all that, bro, but
Yoga fire.
No, bro. That is one, bro.
No, it's not.
You do.
It's not.
You're committing a deadly sin right now.
No, it's not a sin. No, it's not a sin. I am strengthening are opportunities to win tight big games.
Oh
Boss
no,
Cowboy.
you actually making it worse on.
No, oh no, oh no, oh no,
I'm gonna let you go
no, that's
first.
what you
I'm gonna
don't
let
get.
you go
No,
first. I'm gonna let you go first. Go make your points. I'm gonna kill this one though, bro. This gonna be the
no,
easiest debate I ever had.
you're not, because we are when we first came into this season, we thought that initially at a glance that the Cowboys should win this NFC East going away, and that it wasn't going to be as strong as it has been. Okay. We're in a competitive NFC East. Okay. With a couple other good football teams, to be honest, and a team that's fighting for life in the Commanders. You have the Eagles, okay, with a big victory. You have the New York Giants that had a loss today. You have the Commanders that had a big win today. Think about the overarching picture, okay, of the NFC East and the NFC. Now, I don't know what place we're in right now. I think we were third coming into this game, something like that, okay? It's going to come a time that we're going to have to fight hot teams to get out of the NFC East if you're talking about playoffs and Super Bowls. OBJ will be the most veteran, tenured, proven wide receiver on this roster. If you go and look back at the Los Angeles Rams the last season, he was the third down safety valve. Okay, now listen, I will say that Dalton Schultz and the tight ends have a very, very great opportunity to do that. But in terms of proven big game, come down with the football in all situations, OBJ is still one of the best in the business if his knee is healthy. And I think he's pushing it off, A, because he wants to see how the chips fall with people, and B, to give himself a little bit more time to recover. So I'm saying this, that if you have the opportunity to force one-on-one coverage to an emerging CeeDee Lamb, to a rehabilitating Michael Gallup, who's best versus 2 and 3 DBs when he's on one-on-one coverage, you take the opportunity to strengthen your team. You don't change the strategy. And I know what you guys are afraid of is the change of the strategy and we just go try to throw the ball too much. No. You keep the same strategy, but you work with an elite weapon. You don't pass up on that when you got a chance to make a run. I'll stop right there.
And see, I didn't interrupt you, bro. So
thank you.
When I kill you
in
this case, see,
I'm gonna shut up.
Because I was team OBJ. I was team OBJ until last Sunday. And Kellen Moore has proved that he is an addict. He's addicted to the play call. He's addicted to throwing the ball. I have no problem with what you're saying, OC. Matter of fact, I know you telling the truth. You saying a lot that's the truth. But when you add in Kellen Moore into this equation, that's a bad strategy, man. That's a bad strategy because we stuck to our identity today, and we not only made a statement, we just embarrassed a top contender. This wasn't no slouch contender. This was a top 5 contending team, and we slapped their nose off. This man has shown that he's looking to get the glory from the passing game. I don't want to feed a crack addict crack cocaine and drugs. I don't. And so that's the primary reason, because how we go get OBJ and really think Kellen Moore not go use it in the inappropriate time? If you can explain that to me, I'll be for OBJ. But if you can't,
get a piece, ball?
No, let me try to let him get his lick back, and then I'm gonna tag you in, Coach.
Yeah, I'm going to explain it back to you, okay? And I'm going to talk, and this is a perfect segue for me to talk about some things I didn't like on some calls that happened in this game, okay? We were backed up. I believe we're on the 13 or the 11-yard line. I don't remember exactly.
We went spread.
And we went spread.
Yep.
We went spread.
And this is
coming out of the end zone.
You trust
So we
that?
did it one time coming out of the end zone. We did another time going into the end zone. Okay.
And you trust that?
And he
with OBJ. And you trust that type of dude with OBJ?
Yeah. So listen. I'm going to explain it. Yeah. So I do, because you said what you said, which is true, and I'm agree with you, boss. An addict is an addict is an addict.
Right.
Okay. Now, The balance in the addict is Mike McCarthy in making sure that Ezekiel Elliott, which he's been keeping, to me, this game, he had an iron grip on. And you could almost tell it was discussions, because after he did that in the first quarter, right, then he came out and did, I think, coming out in the second quarter, we saw primarily we lined up and we ran that ball, okay? And as long as TP and Ezekiel get the appropriate amount of touches, that's the key to making this work. You go let Kellen have his fun, and at certain times he's gonna need to throw it, and you're gonna force one-on-one coverage and get more guys open more easily if you have OBJ. And if you have OBJ in a slot, oh my goodness, good night. Nobody's gonna cover him in a slot. So you still take the weapon because of the tremendous upside, and you depend on Mike McCarthy, as you've preached all year, to keep that dog on a leash. And if Mike McCarthy can manage the situation, which, by the way, that's Mike McCarthy's job, by the way. That's his job, to manage it. Then you take the superior weapon for the upside and for the playmaking possibilities.
You open yourself up, and this is where I take my kill shot. Mike McCarthy does not have the ultimate power over this offense. He's still begging for what he wants to see. So if you give Odell Beckham to Kellen Moore, I can't trust Mike McCarthy to keep this dog on a leash if it's actually not Mike McCarthy that's keeping that dog on the leash. Because we both know the people that's really keeping that dog on the leash is who? Jerry and Steven. Because every time he tried to pull that dog back, he revolted. And he went back to being pass happy. Can you explain it to him, Coach Marv? I'm doing my best. He's not listening
tag me?
Shout out to Greg, by the way. Shout out to
me.
Greg for the $20 super chat, by the way, just for you go, Coach Marv. Focusing on running the ball with Dak on making passes when needed. Looks like a whole different team. This is Cowboys football. Absolutely. And I think that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones understand that regardless of who walks in this building. I think that that's been the proven formula. Anytime we've gone over 35, 40 passes, we've struggled. And so I think at this point they have enough sense to do that, to counterpoint to your point, Boss Cowboy, and that this is the formula and it's proven based upon results. Go ahead, Coach Marv.
All right, I'm tagged in. And OC, I'm gonna use your own words against you.
Oh.
And the word I'm gonna use is continuity. You said we need to build continuity. I remember on the show you said we need to build continuity with this offense, which will make this offense better. Tell me how we gonna build continuity with Odell Beckham when practices are limited now. And we're going to add this piece in there, and we're going to pay him and not say, well, you're going to fit into this offense in the continuity, and who we going to take touches away from? Tony Pollard?
I'll tell you. No.
We're going to take it from Ezekiel Elliott, because, listen, if we tell him to be a third receiver, as I've said about a third receiver, we want him to catch maybe one or two catches of plays, maybe a game. You could get that from Noah Brown. You can get that from somebody else. You ain't asking him to come in and catch 10 passes. You got a number one receiver that's going to catch 8, 9 passes. And the continuity of getting OD Beckham at this late in the game, where he's still a injured guy, hadn't played and hadn't practiced, hadn't even started running fully routes yet. The question I have, when is he going to be ready at this time of the year where your practices are almost null and void?
Can I ask your question?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, can I answer it?
Yeah, go.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure you was done. Give everybody their chance to, speak their piece. All right, so look, here's the deal. This is what you guys underestimate in terms of what you said. You saw, and I was against Gallup coming back when he did, but Gallup came back and he still had straight line speed. He still had some cutting ability, and he did a good job. And he's actually proven my theory wrong of coming back right around this time, right? He's been productive as they've tried to give him the ball and use him in a smart way. All right, listen, OBJ is a pro's pro. OBJ will be the best wide receiver I'm not saying he's the healthiest all the way around on the roster. And we're not. You don't get OBJ because you're trying to win right now. You get OBJ for the playoffs. You want OBJ to be a weapon for the playoffs. So continuity. Let me answer the continuity part. So continuity is not an issue because you still got 5 to 6 weeks for him to get comfortable in the offense. And the person that you take away snaps from is super easy. You mentioned him, Coach Marv. It's Noah Brown. It's Noah Brown. That's easy because OBJ is an upgrade. He is a significant upgrade over Noah Brown. So for no offense to Noah Brown, thank you for your services. But if we got a chance to get OBJ, I think that we not really thinking about it through in terms of OBJ's playmaking ability, what he brings, and his veteran savvy. And he makes us a better receiving core. And because that, you take it and you work with it and you want him to be ready in the playoffs. I don't need you to show it right now, OBJ. I don't care about that. Be ready to go for the playoffs. That's what I care about. Well, look at the chat, Boss Cowboy. See what the chat says.
I see
Stop hitting all them buttons.
The chat is riding with you. It is me and Coach Marv versus you in the chat. I see that. But you and the chat wrong. And let me tell you the main reason you wrong.
Okay.
This is the main reason you are wrong, dog. This is why you wrong. You know we run option routes aggressively in this system, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know with those option routes that receivers got to be able to read a defense, don't you? Mm-hmm. So you expecting an alpha killer receiver to be used like a chess piece and not show frustration with Kellen Moore?
Mm-hmm. Because I'll tell you why.
Wait. Whoa.
I'll tell you why.
Whoa, wait.
I'll tell you why.
Said no, bro. Did you hear my question?
I heard your question, but let me answer.
Oh my God.
I heard your question.
So you think he gonna come into an option route system and be happy?
I'm telling you that he's not going to run all options. Listen, I'm telling you in plain English, he's not going to run all option routes.
I ain't say
all. That's the part.
But I'm talking about the continuity. It's going back to the continuity. If you get him and he come into a system to where he's used as a chess piece, not as a playmaker, and we know that's what we do. We use these guys with option routes as a chess piece versus letting them, like the playmaker said, using their God-given talents to get open. We want a system to get them open, and when that system is confusing and not working, you think he gonna be happy? You talking about the same system that couldn't get Tolbert on the field and Turpin?
Go back to the LA Rams. Go back to how he was used there. He was used in the slot. He was used as a chess piece at times to get off Cooper Rush. And at times when he drew the one-on-one coverage, they would light up the defense. Just go back and look at some of the games that he played with the Rams when he got traded from the Browns. So he was not all the time the number one go-to guy. And at this point in his career, coming off of a second ACL, I think he understands and would prefer, in my opinion, this is my opinion, this is not facts, this is my opinion, okay, is that, hey, man, you don't want him to come in the first game and throw the ball to him 20 times. I don't think he may be ready for that. He might be, who knows? But my point is that he understands and has enough maturity to have a understanding of the situation. And I think that he got colored bad in certain situations, but when he was with LA and everything that was said in the media about him, that he was a good teammate. Now, let me talk about the option route, which you bring it up. That's very important.
Yeah, because
I would trust, wait a second. I would trust him to run an option route before I would trust CeeDee Lamb to. I would trust him.
Why you gonna trust him? Like, why you gonna trust Odell Beckham to run option routes? You don't know if he can read a defense. What makes you know he can read a defense?
Dude, go back, and this is the thing that you hadn't done, Boss Cowboy. Go back and look at some of the Giants games. Go back and even look at some of the LA Rams games. I actually have, Boss Cowboy, okay? No, go back and look at it. And they called some option routes. He ran some option routes, bro. Go back and look. Bro, just go back and look.
Listen, running option routes some is totally different than being in a system where Mike McCarthy said himself, I've never been in a system where we were so aggressive about option routes. So running option routes some and aggressive option routes is totally different.
But you're acting like all we do is run option routes.
No, I'm not saying that. We run too much. See, if you run too much, right, and if your receiver doesn't have the ability to read defenses on a quarterback level, it's gonna be womp. Like, you can't just now if you brought him in here and you was like, okay, we finna just use you versus matchups, it would be a good thing. And if you brought him in here and was like, we're not gonna change our identity because we brought you in here, both of those gonna be wrong. If we get OBJ, we gonna go right back to being pass happy with this foolish OC, and we should not give him crack.
Boss, can I ask OC a question? Let me ask OC a question. So OC, you were talking about rumors. You were talking about the visits, etc., whatever. Another rumor that I have heard this week has also been talking about what he would request. I ain't gonna say demand. What he would request as just compensation, and the number that's currently floating around is somewhere within the ballpark of $20 million. So based off of what you just said about him not wanting to come in and be that number one receiver, do you really think with $20 million he's gonna come in and be a seasoned role player?
No.
Let me answer that question. That's all hearsay at this point. And if he put a number of $20 million out there, it's because, listen, and it's hearsay what I'm saying as well, by the way, in terms of the rumors, okay? I'm saying we don't have a confirmed number to say, oh, yeah, he's demanding $20 million. Of course, that's ridiculous, right? We would never sign him, okay? So if it's $20 million anything, then this is the mute point, because that ain't going to happen. They ain't going to ever pay the man $20 million on a 1 or 2 year deal. That's not going to happen. So we know this, right? But what I am saying is this, is that if you can get him at an affordable veteran number, and he's negotiating, keep in mind the business part of this, he's going to start high, obviously, to test the market. He's going to start as high as possible to see what he can get. Now, $20 million is a reach, okay, clearly. So this ain't going to happen at $20 million. But if it's any reasonable number and they can negotiate and work a deal with him, I think they should bring him into the building, and I think that they will.
Let me ask you one more question.
I want to say right quick, boss. I'm gonna get this.
All right.
I know times have changed, and I know we have said the medical has changed. For OC, just 2 ACLs on the same knee, and the last one was just running a simple route across the field, and Odell Beckham is gonna be nowhere close to what Odell Beckham was before. So when we say he would be the best receiver on the field, tell me how many times has a receiver come off the same ACL on the same leg? Okay, maybe 1, but 2. And we're expecting now that he's going to come back in half the time and make a faster recovery coming off this twice. He's going to have a hard time. And listen, the Cowboys know this, and everybody else going to know this. Everybody else, the reason this guy is this, he could be, but right now he's marketing himself to get back in the league. He's 30 years old. He's had 2 ACLs on the same knee, people. Let's don't forget about that. Like,
Action
that's going to go away.
Action Pal with $2 super chat. Boss, you're underrating OBJ's knowledge.
I am.
Okay?
Yeah, I am, and I should. Like, do y'all realize you can't run aggressive option routes without seeing the field like your quarterback? Do y'all realize that? Do you realize 3 of the last 4 interceptions on Dak was because CD Lamb didn't see the coverage as he saw the coverage? Do y'all realize that? And you go get a new piece in the middle of the season and say, learn this and read this defense on the level of our current quarterback. Yes, I am underrating that's hard to do, dog. That's dog. You can't cram for a PhD. You can't. Like, we talking about 7 years it took Dak to get on this level of reading this defense. That's why you're not seeing Tolbert on the field. So when you put it all together, I'm thinking it's getting ready to be frustration. Yes, he pretty. Yes, he electric. Yes, he a playmaker. Yes, he will be a mismatch nightmare. But we not putting him in a ideal situation. We not. We will be putting him in a bad situation, y'all. Give me a second. In a bad situation, y'all. Who phone is that? Lord.
I think what we may be doing is, and I think I'm gonna be proven right on this. We giving Odell Beckham a lot more credit of being a top-notch receiver at this point in his career than because let him go to the Giants. When we play him, he probably will catch 1 or 2 passes. I'm just telling you, man. This is not the Odell Beckham that y'all think it was when we keep going back to the Giants days. There's a lot of injuries, and these 2 ACLs on the same knee, that means he's got weak legs. I'm just telling you, man. This is not, maybe one, we understand that. But here it is again. And then we're going to say come back with you in less than 12 months. Come on, man. Let's be realistic, man. When is this guy going to be ready?
And I agree. Let's say with modern science he is, and let's just assume that he's ready. Man, we saw continuity was the reason we lost that Green Bay game last week. Continuity was the reason we blew this team out. Y'all really want to risk that? Do y'all do you really want to risk that? Because we just talking risk now, and we really will be giving this dude crack.
Risk reward, Boss Cowboy. And let me go back and answer Coach Marv's
bigger
question.
Risk.
Not question.
It just depends on which one is bigger, right? Risk reward.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, you said risk reward. If you just say it like that, it's just which one is the bigger risk.
Well, let me go back, and I'm gonna answer that. Let me go back and talk about what Coach Marv mentioned about coming off of the 2 ACLs and that he's not the same guy. And how many people have you seen do that? I don't remember anybody that I've seen do that besides, I think, Edgerrin James had 2 ACLs, and he finished very, very strong. And I think there was another wide receiver, Coach Marv, that played at Green Bay. I'm forgetting his name. He had 2 ACLs. He came back pretty strong, and he tore his ACL for a 3rd time. That he retired. He's like, I'm tired of this, and he retired. Right. So I'm not the steward of his body. And you know what, Coach Marv, you very well may be right. I don't care if he's the exact same guy. As a matter of fact, I don't think he is. I don't think he was when he played for the Rams, to be honest. But
he would.
People still respected him as if he was the guy. And that's the difference, right? Everybody was scared of Goliath until David ran up on him and hit him with that rock. If you did some studying, right? Now I'm talking about the Bible a little bit. You would see that Goliath was blind. Goliath didn't have good vision, so he couldn't see David running up on him, throwing that stone. Bow! Hit him. But it was the aura of it. It was the respect that was on his name based upon his career that created some openings for him. And to your point, Boss Cowboy, risk-reward ratio. The risk, to me, is not as big as you say in terms of continuity because you got 5 weeks to get him ready. Again, in my mind, Boss Cowboy, in my mind, I don't care if he's great or he's fully ready in the regular season. I want him to make big plays in the playoffs. That's the reason you would sign OBJ if you sign him, right? It's not to finish out the rest of these games. So to me, you got 5 weeks to figure out some concepts, and I believe Kellen Moore is smart enough to do this. As a matter of fact, I know Kellen Moore is smart enough to do this. Listen, hear me. to figure out some plays and some concepts that him and Dak can do. It don't got to be 25 things. It can be 5 to 6 good things that they can do well together, and that'll be good enough to get him involved in the offense when you throw him the ball and still keep our run identity. That's my opinion.
Okay, so this is the deal, bro. And then I want us to move to Dak, because Dak had some numbers I want us to go over. Amp, I know you got that already queued up. Because we want to recap Dak today. But see, I keep seeing people in the chat say, what's the risk? Okay, this is the risk, y'all. I'm going to be very clear. Every game that we came out pass happy, we lost. Tampa, we lost. Okay? Philly, we lost. We supposed to smoke Green Bay, and we lost while up by 14. So this is the risk that people not somehow understanding this. You just need Kellen Moore to hit that crack once and we lose. Get the pipe out his hand. That's what I'm saying. Because whenever he smokes the passing game, we lose. And when you got crack, Odell Beckham, in his hands, he will smoke. And you don't want him smoking in the playoffs. I'm sorry. We just would need one of those games where he come out like, let's use Odell Beckham as our featured player versus Pollard and Zeke, and we're gone, dog. That's the risk.
Boss, I got a question for you. And right now, I will openly admit, I'm torn. I'm back and forth. 1 minute I feel one way, another minute I feel another. Let me ask you this question. What type of drug was Amari Cooper?
He should have been crack.
Ooh, good question.
He should have been crack.
That's a good question right there, man.
But guess what?
Because that was another weapon, and I ain't fighting your point. I need you to help me.
I got you. So let me. And that's a good question. Great question. So this is what we did. This is what we did when because see, this is the difference. When he had Amari Cooper, he had 2 cracks or 3. He had a healthy Gallup he could throw with, and he did. He had a healthy CD Lamb, which he also gave more targets, which was his crack. Right? He was smoking over the passing game addiction through CD Lamb. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't have to go hit the pipe of Amari Cooper because he was already fully satisfied with his passing drug over here with CD Lamb. So yeah, now you'll give him CD Lamb and you'll give him a whole nother crack rock. He getting ready to hit the dope. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just what it is. Like, listen. I want all y'all to understand. On a normal OC, I'm all the way with what the OC is saying. Like, if this was any other OC other than Kellen Moore, I would not be debating this.
I got one little quick question, Bob.
Wow.
42. This is good. Hold up. 42,
I'm just keeping it real.
28 and 40. Tell me why you think you need some more weapons. We score more points than anybody in the NFL right now. 42 offensive points, 28, it could have been more against Green Bay. And we put up a 40 burger before we even got to the 4th quarter this week. But we saying a hypothetical thing. So when we get in this situation and it gets crunch time about this play, and we go spend this money. Listen, man, this game is played on the field. It ain't played like PlayStation and John Madden because you got the legends out there. Listen here. How many teams put up 42, 28 in the consecutive weeks now? So you say you in one weekend is 1. 2 weeks, that's it. 3 weeks, that must be saying something. 42, 28 could have been 35, and another 40 burger in 3 quarters.
He just needs to hit the crack once and we lose, y'all. Just think about that. Just one hit and we out.
My point is the same as your point, but it is the antithesis of your point because it's one Sunday. And it's one Sunday where they really lock in on that run game and you don't have enough weapons to get open. It's one Sunday where CD is off or Gallup gets hurt again or Noah Brown goes down. It's one Sunday when you need that extra little boost and piece and you don't have them and you don't have it and you could have had it and you lost. So my point is the same as your point because it's the opposite. And Coach Marv, you know this as well as anybody else. It's any given Sunday, which is why. Any given Sunday. Because all you got to do is be off, be cold, and you have that guy that can make a play for you. And if you have a chance to get a guy that can potentially make that play for you, I'm saying in the interest of the whole country, okay? For national security, you may not need the missile. You might not need the missile, but it's doggone good to have a missile if you need to shoot. That's what I'm telling you.
All right, so let's settle this real quick, Coach. We ain't gonna keep going back and forth with the OC, Coach. No, I ain't gonna keep going.
I gotta get out of here anyway.
I ain't finna do it, Coach. I'm not finna keep going back and forth with Odell Beckham with the OC. So let's settle this with the chat, even though the chat is mostly wrong as is right now. So let me say this.
Why they wrong?
Y'all because they not assessing the risk right, man. And you putting a fireball on. And we know he vocal. You listen. He was okay. The Rams is not a good. I see. I'm not gonna debate this no more because I'm already right. But this is my last point on it. The Rams is not a good example of he was good when he was in the Rams. The Rams got common sense. They target their guys.
And they got a healthy guy.
Yeah.
And they got a healthy guy.
Yeah, so they target.
Let's move on to Dak. Let's move on
to Dak. But I want to say this, though, before we move on to Dak. OC, if we get Odell Beckham and Kellen Moore get pass happy and we lose in the playoffs, can I go crazy on you?
It's gonna be my fault. You can blame no fee.
I would do a show. I'm gonna blame you. I would do a show.
Bro. I would do a show with you blaming me. That's fine. I'll do a whole show.
All right, that's all I want to know. Show. All right, let's talk about Dak real quick. And what's up with Dak? What did he do today?
On today, your quarterback, your franchise quarterback, completed 22 of 25 passes. And for all my mathematicians out there, that rings up at 88%. 88% completion rate today.
God, dog. All right, so, OC, what's your thoughts on that, dog?
Dak played like a Pro Bowler, like how we normally, have got spoiled with him playing his first, I would say 4 or so years before he got the contract extension. Extremely accurate, extremely great out of play action pass. Once again, put a dime piece on Schultz in the back of the end zone. He should have one-handed that one. Thanks for the super chat, Tony Lee, for the OC for the win. Appreciate that, Tony. Appreciate that, brother. So anyway, listen, okay, go ahead and hit the button, man. But we're talking about Dak Prescott right now, and this is why you don't ever want to try to compare Dak Prescott to somebody like Cooper Rush. This is why, for you Cooper Rush apologists, that you should go sit down in a corner and ask for forgiveness, because he cannot do what Dak Prescott can do. Dak Prescott used his legs today. Oh my goodness! And the most beautiful thing that I love that Kellen incorporated is that we ran RPO. That was the most two things. And that we did what we've been saying on this channel for about 25 years. Now, we didn't do that long. For the last 8 weeks, throw the ball to the running back out of the backfield.
Oh, God.
Run a wheel route.
Yeah, we've been saying
and we scored 2 touchdowns running freaking wheel routes.
The worst part,
because you know why you can't cover.
The worst part is
cover.
It was the 4th read too, on both times. It was the 4th read. Like, Kellen, can you make the running back sometimes the 2nd read, or sometimes even the 1st read, in terms of throwing it to about the backfield? Like, Kellen, Go ahead, though, OC. Keep talking, please.
Man, I know Kelly be watching our shows. He just stubborn. He was like, you know what? I might as well try it, man. I might as well try it. Then he tried it. Then all of a sudden he scored. He's like, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and put this into the offense. You know, go ahead and throw it into the offense. Run out TP. Run a wheel and up. You know what I mean? Run a flare and go and beat a slow linebacker by 10 yards to the end zone. That dude couldn't even tag you. It would have been a touchdown. If it was flag football, it would have still been a touchdown. Because he didn't.
By the way, the chat said you lost, dog.
Oh, okay, I lost. Okay, all right, that's cool, man.
No, I'm just talking. I'm just talking. They ain't really vote yet. I think they like me too much, bro. They don't want to. Y'all ain't gonna hurt my feelings if y'all vote for this dude.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. But listen, Dak Prescott is now, I think, beginning to get into a rhythm of being back now. I believe his 4th game now, and I believe that you should see consistently very, very good play close to this level. Not saying that he's gonna be perfect, but close to this level. But the real sneaky spot that is going to be great for the Cowboys is the threat of Dak running the ball in certain situations, because you can't defend for that. And if Dak can run smartly and get down, then, man, we're going to be in great shape. And if we throw the running backs, the ball out of the backfield, you can't cover all of that. You can't cover that. And that right there, those 2 little tweaks, that makes us extremely hard to stop.
I'm just fighting my dog all day today, bro. Oh, man. Y'all just not gonna like me today. I'm gonna tell the truth.
Hey, man, Jason Abraham with a $10 super chat, man. Appreciate you, brother. Get the likes up, y'all. Y'all will not find Cowboys content like this anywhere. And you are right, Jason. We certainly appreciate you, my brother, for the $10.
We got the best up in here, man. When you add up what we got up in here with Elm, Coach Ball, me, and you, bro, it's hard to touch us, just to be honest. All right, check this out, bro. If Dak run like he ran today, don't run no more. I mean it too. I see the benefits of running with Dak, and I like it, but Dak don't know when to slide, man. We lost Dak with this same judgment that he had today. Clearly was past the chains. Clearly had the first down. 6 and 7 yards past the chains. And he want to truck people, stiff arm people. Dak, you are the most valuable guy here.
That's true.
And you still don't slide, the dog. So, if that's how you go make decisions, then go back to just throwing Dak. Am I tripping on that, Coach Marv, Amp and OC? Am I tripping?
That's true, man. You gotta be smart.
I don't think you're tripping.
You gotta be smart.
Go ahead,
you gotta be very smart. You gotta be smart with that. And that's something that that his head coach, as well as his offensive coordinator, as well as the Joneses and all that. I don't want to take him out of the game plan of him being aggressive and getting those yards, but he needs to understand that he needs to get down. And sometimes when he's floating out on scrambles, if he can't get no 5 or 6 yards, trying to get 1 yard and going to the out of bounds and trying to take a hit and jumping up, taking a hit, it's better for him to even throw the ball away if you ain't gonna get him a 1 yard. This plate for the next day. Those things, little freak injuries can happen, and you don't want those things to happen unnecessary. Falling on the ground is not good for him because he got that surgery to repair a thumb. So if he jumps up and falls down the ground and put his hand out there and come down wrong with that thumb, he can mess that thumb up again. So he don't need to do those type of things.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Amp?
Man, I need him to be smarter. I want him to run, but he's got to be smart, because your best ability is your availability at the end of the day. And if we don't have him, we are not the same team. We saw that today. You saw how valuable he is when he's on the field, he's in rhythm, and he is on his game. So, yeah, I appreciate the extra yards. It may have kept drives going, but like y'all said earlier, risk versus reward, much higher risk than a couple of extra yards. It's just that simple.
DC for life with a $5 super chat. Salute. All right, boss. We just need you to keep your foot on Kellen's more neck. These
Yes,
conversations
sir.
definitely get back to him. Y'all keep up the great work, man. Appreciate you, DC for life, man. Salute for the $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, great point, Boss Cowboy. We need to run threat because it adds an extra element, but we do need Dak to run out of bounds, dude. Like, we're just running out of bounds, dog. Like, you could do or either just sit down on your behind. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Run out of bounds or sit down. So great point, Boss Cowboy. Can't argue about that. Great.
All right, so we got a lot of content we gonna be unfolding about this game that I don't want to give it all away with the post game, right? I still got to talk about the star player of the game. I got some debates going on mine. We got to talk about competition Tuesdays because we saw some things. I saw some things with the linebacker room. We saw some early competition at corner. It's so much we can talk about that I don't want to give it all away at the post. And plus the OC getting ready to leave. So let's just kind of give our final words on the game. Then the OC will kind of kick it off and round it off and finish it. So let's kind of start with, I'm going to start with you, Coach, if that's okay.
That's good. That's good. Man, listen here, man. It is always good to have a Cowboy victory. And it's even bigger special to have a dominating victory against a very good team in the Minnesota Vikings on the road. All this makes this even more dominating victory when you do it on the road on a national primetime game, the league game on CBS with all the league commentators, and you go out and make it no doubt that you're the better football team. We need to build off the success of this formula that we know that's successful for this team. And we don't need to have anything that comes in that gets us off of this momentum and the continuity and the strength that this team is building. That's Cowboy fans, and I say it at the end. Let's don't let the outside media give us ideas that's going to get us off of this plan, because they know, everybody knows, coordinators know in the NFL, if we do what we do best, we are hard to stop. So they're going to try to do all the things to get us off that. But let's celebrate this victory. Let's get ready for a tough Giants team that's going to come in here. There's a very disciplined team, and we need to get a division win. Let's don't think about this game as a Super Bowl win that we just won. Let's celebrate it. Forget about it. Listen to Boss Cowboy Sports, because as of tomorrow, Boston forgot about it. We moving forward.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to do, and get ready for this game Thursday on Turkey Day, and to give another dominating performance against a division opponent at home. That's all we want to do. Stack these wins in the playoffs and get better as a football team. And that's great. And I salute all y'all guys, man, for doing y'all great work, man. I'm glad we working as a team, man. Yeah. And listen, we can disagree, but we disagreeing because we got factual points about our disagreement.
Yeah.
That's what makes it good.
It's good cases on all sides.
That's right. We can learn from each other and all that.
Facts.
And I'm going to go next, Boss Cowboy, and hop out.
Okay.
Listen, man, we here for a good time, not here for a long time. So y'all better get in here early, man, because we giving you the sauce, man, and then we getting out of here, man. So look, great win for the Cowboys, man. Great win. Great effort on defense. We'll talk more about this week, drop some more videos and stuff like that. I know I will in particular. And so very, very excited, man, for the potential of the upcoming games. The Cowboys showed a glimpse of greatness. I said I was going to talk about the glimpse. They showed a glimpse of greatness today, and they showed that they have it in them. They showed championship pedigree today. And so we need to see more of the same as we try to finish up the season strong, man. So salute Cowboy Nation, man. Great win for the Cowboys.
All right, man. Thank you too, man. And appreciate your commentary as always, OC. And I want y'all to peep how, the OC.
Blessings, OC.
I want y'all to peep how the OC and all of us debate. It's never personal with us. It's passionate, but it's not personal, and it's something that we really believe, and all of us got our separate set of facts, and what we trying to do is we trying to fight for the best idea. and we do that openly. It's transparent. It's organic. It's not staged. It's not fake. You know, I also like how y'all willing to fight. I like how y'all willing to fight me, the OC, and Coach Marv. Listen, we don't take that person over here. We like that because that makes all our ideas more refined. So
iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron, man. And so, Am, go ahead, man. What's your thoughts? And then we'll close out.
So speaking of debate, Coach Marv, I totally understand what you mean when you said we got the win. Go ahead and forget about it. But I know what you're meaning, and you're saying you want to forget about the feel-good moment of the game, et cetera, whatever. You know, you don't want to celebrate too long because you want guys to lock in and get focused on our next opponent, right? But where I will twist it a little bit is I want us, when we look at our Dallas Cowboys web browser, I want us to bookmark this game. Not for celebratory purposes, but I want us to bookmark this game to show that when we do what we do best, when we run the football, when we make smart passes in the passing game, when our defense keeps a lock on the running game, and we make pass rush a privilege with all our cylinders firing, because this is the first time we've experienced this year. Today we fired on all cylinders. I want us to bookmark this to show when we fire on all cylinders what our team looks like and how successful we can be going forward. In the past, we've had games, and primarily one of them, if y'all remember, that Colts game when we got blew out a couple of years ago, and everybody was saying this is the blueprint on how you beat the Cowboys. Today, this is the blueprint going forward of how we beat anybody you line up against.
Anybody, bro.
Line it up, run it up, DC4L.
Man. All right, so it's so much I could say about this, but I think you summed it up best, dog. Real talk. This is the game of timestamp. There has not been one game we've played in 2 years to where 90% of these benchmarks was hit. Now remember, these benchmarks were set out by Coach Marv and I, but these are Coach Marv's thoughts on the standards we should be hitting. We came out with the physical style of play. We dominated there. We gave both running backs 32 carries. We did that. The rushing yards, the offensive pre-snap penalties, we smoked the time of possessions. I didn't think we was gonna get 6 because we was already had control of the game in the first half. So I was like, they not gonna chunk it deep, even though it's gonna be there. But it was there, and they took it and took advantage of it. So they hit 6. Pollard got his 18 to 15 touches. Maybe CD Lamb didn't get his targets, and it was no turnovers. We smoked it. Listen, Amp is right. This game, if you like blowouts, if you like domination, you should like the identity that the Dallas Cowboys showed today. Their defense was rested because they stayed on the ground, and when that defense was rested, it did what it always does when it's rested, and it prevented points to an epic degree. This was truly the formula of who we are. It's just we got to remember this going forward, timestamp it, and fight to keep this identity, because this is truly and easily the winning formula. Just straight up. We treated a contender team like they was a scrub. Just doing us. Not playing to them, just doing us. So when I've been saying, and I want y'all to hear me out, that the biggest risk, in my opinion, to us winning the Super Bowl is this dude. I'm dead serious. If he get off script, we won't have games like this. But if he stay on script, I really know we can win it all this year.
Facts.
So, man, y'all stay up, man. We appreciate everybody that's here. Y'all make sure y'all, and I mean this, make sure y'all like and subscribe to this channel. We obviously gonna have a lot of content that's gonna be falling. We have a lot of people that's new, so I do want to explain that sometimes we don't agree on this channel. Sometimes you're not gonna agree with me. You're not gonna agree with Amp. You're not gonna agree with Coach Marv. You're not gonna agree with the OC. But, you know, even though sometimes we don't agree, just know that we all trying to do our best to get the best ideas out there to help this team win a championship. And we gonna stay true to that because we definitely believe it's about being loyal, never devoted. We gonna keep that mantra, and that's what we gonna continue to do here over here at Boss Cowboy Sports. Be on the lookout because Amp will be starting this channel in the near future. So will Coach Marv. You won't see us split up. You won't see me acting funny because they now, you know, competing. Nah, I'ma still support them. They gonna still support me because they are of value to the community and we are of value together. And we gonna continue to do this. So y'all stay up. It's Boss Cowboy Sports where your voice matter. Peace. Yeah, man. Good show, guys, man. But anyway, man, and more importantly, man, good dub.
Boss Cowboy Sports.
Get ready for
Real
Thanksgiving,
voice
man. Great job,
matters.
fellas, man. And let's keep pushing these ideas, man. Let's keep pushing, man. Cowboy Nation, man. All the way, brother.
All the way.
I need my Cowboys to do what they do best like they did this week so I can have me a good turkey day.
Hey, y'all coming back for Thanksgiving? Do y'all want to take a break? Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
I'm going to be around family. I need a good one.
All right, cool. I needed to know that because I might. Hey, y'all might see us on Thursday. You might not.
Boss Cowboy Sports.
Yeah. Hey, but we might do a show later on after that night to recap it all.
Yeah. We gonna do something.
Maybe a post game. Maybe a post game.
Yeah, that's just keep it real.